What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right. Keith Thurman is fighting Manny Pacquiao in a pay-per-view and somehow forgot that Errol Spence Jr. was available to fight. That's what we're going to talk about in this video coming up next. What's good? It's your boy Fanon. Welcome back to the channel. If you've not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we release more videos, and check out our live streams in the morning. Also got more good stuff on the Patreon coming. Let's talk about this, because I don't really know what to make exactly of this Keith Thurman versus Manny Pacquiao fight, because something just doesn't seem right about it to me. And I'm going to tell you what it is. On paper, this looks like a good fight. Manny Pacquiao is a future Hall of Fame fighter. Keith Thurman is the longest reigning welterweight champion. I should have no issues with this fight. But I do. I read Boxing Scene, and there was this article where an advisor or associate of Manny Pacquiao referred to this fight between Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao as Manny Pacquiao choosing the best available fighter. And that doesn't seem quite right to me, because I can swear that I was watching a fight with Errol Spence Jr. and Manny Pacquiao, and Mikey Garcia, and Manny Pacquiao got into the ring with Errol Spence Jr. after Errol Spence Jr. won the fight, and Errol Spence Jr. asked to fight him. He told Manny Pacquiao that he was available. So Errol Spence Jr. is available. How can Keith Thurman be the best available opponent? Unless you're telling me that Keith Thurman is a better opponent than Errol Spence Jr. And that makes no sense to me whatsoever. And this is what I think this is. When I was in college, and I think I was a senior in college, there was a young girl, a girl that came in. She might have been a freshman came in. And two of my boys liked her. But she liked somebody else. So we were throwing this party, and we were handing out flyers, letting people know that the party was going on. And these dudes, I'm about to tell the guy that I know this girl likes that we're throwing a party. And the dudes tell me, no, don't invite him. Made up something about him, right? Either he says something about you, something. I can't remember exactly what it was. But we don't invite him to the party. Come to find out that they did it so that he wouldn't come, because they figured if this dude comes, then she's going to hook up with him, and neither one of those dudes are going to have a shot. So they wanted to have a chance to figure out between the two of them who was going to be able to get with her, and block this dude out. I don't remember what happened with the girl, but I know the dude who didn't come to the party never hooked up with her because he didn't show up. So how does that remind me of this Manny Pacquiao-Keith Thurman fight? Because Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman are fighting for a major championship belt and the right to be called a champion in the welterweight division. And they're acting like Errol Spence Jr. ain't invited to the party because they don't want people to know that he's the best welterweight. I'm gonna leave Terence Crawford to the side on this one, because obviously that's somebody else. But it's much easier to bring that up because Errol Spence Jr. literally said that he wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao next. Manny Pacquiao tried to get out of the ring, and Errol Spence Jr. called him back and said, hold on, man, we need to fight. It just doesn't seem right to me. They sent Errol Spence Jr. off, and Errol Spence Jr. now more than likely is going to fight a tougher fight than either Shawn Porter is going to fight or Manny Pacquiao is going to fight. And he's going to do it on regular, probably Showtime. I don't know if it's going to be on Showtime or Fox, but it's from what I understand, it's not going to be pay-per-view. So who's the girl in this particular scenario besides the right to be considered the best welterweight? It's the money from the pay-per-view. Errol Spence Jr. now can't fight on pay-per-view because if he would have got the fight with either Keith Thurman or Manny Pacquiao, that arguably could have been enough to be on pay-per-view. But now these guys who are, in my opinion, top tier heavy welterweights, in my opinion, are Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford. Second tier Keith Thurman because of inactivity, and Manny Pacquiao because of age. However, Manny Pacquiao and these guys are having a championship fight. There's going to be a lot of people watching them, and it all could have been Errol Spence Jr. on that fight for a unified belt. This fight isn't even to unify. But we all know the deal with Keith Thurman. That's just Manny Pacquiao. Now, personally, I think the reason Manny Pacquiao didn't want to fight Errol Spence Jr. is because he saw how well he could box against Mikey Garcia. Manny Pacquiao wasn't in Texas for no reason. He knew he was getting in the ring after that fight. And if Mikey Garcia would have won that fight, absent a rematch clause from Errol Spence Jr., Manny Pacquiao would have probably pushed to get that fight with Mikey Garcia. Maybe if Mikey Garcia looked good enough against Errol Spence Jr. and Errol Spence Jr. showed something to Manny Pacquiao that Manny Pacquiao thought that maybe he could take advantage of, then maybe Manny Pacquiao would have fought Errol Spence Jr. We already know the deal with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman ain't trying to fight Errol Spence Jr., and he's acting like Errol Spence Jr. is the bubonic plague for several years now. So I don't know how to be happy about this fight with Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman. I just don't know how I can be encouraged about it or excited about it. If Manny Pacquiao had never stepped into the ring with Errol Spence Jr. and Errol Spence Jr. didn't tell him he was available and ask for that fight, then maybe I could say, hey man, Manny Pacquiao is just a warrior. Manny Pacquiao he signed with the PBC because the PBC had most of the welterweight champions, and he's mixing it up. He's ready to mix it up with the best. But I don't feel like that's the case because Keith Thurman has had one fight in 2.5 years, and he looks so against Josecito Lopez. So it almost seems to me as if, and I think this is a fair thing to say, that Manny Pacquiao went away from the young, fresh, extremely formidable champion in order to go for the older, injury-prone, inactive, and recently underperforming champion. It seems as if it is a little, gamesmanship, and he went for his best opportunity to get a belt. He didn't go for Shawn Porter either. Shawn Porter, I'm quite certain, would have been available for a pay-per-view fight with Manny Pacquiao. And the reason that I believe that is because what I heard was, and I think these are credible sources, what I heard was that the original sticking point in the fight for Errol Spence Jr. or a hurdle that I'm sure that obviously that they got over between Shawn Porter and Errol Spence Jr. was that Shawn Porter wanted that fight to be on pay-per-view, but people around her were like, no, that's not a pay-per-view worthy fight because Shawn Porter doesn't really have the consistent fan base in order to make that happen. And Fox and the PBC's approach to these pay-per-views apparently are that they're going to put on the pay-per-views that they really think are worthy of charging you that extra price, and that are going to do considerable amount of money, and not just be something where they're going to break even, like the HBO fights were when Top Rank puts people on pay-per-view, which is pretty much to say, look, we don't want this coming out of our budget. So, maybe my mood will improve about this Keith Thurman Manny Pacquiao fight, the closer we get to it. But, I would be dishonest if I didn't tell you that Manny Pacquiao's camp referring to this fight as being against the best available guy, that's just patently not true. It's obviously not true. What it is it might be the best available guy that Manny Pacquiao has a legitimate chance to beat, because I think he does have a legitimate chance to beat Keith Thurman at any point in time, even if Keith Thurman wasn't injury prone, wasn't inactive, and didn't look suspect in the only fight he's had in the last 2 years. So, maybe I'll be in a little bit better mood about it. But I didn't really like that out of the camp, man. It put a little sour taste in my mouth. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share the video. And with that, I'm out. Peace.